Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your Is It in the Cards Love Tarot and Oracle card reading. We are going to start off with these archetype cards, and we're starting off with your energy first. Now, this is funny. You know I love Gemini. I've told you this many, many times. I had multiple family members, including my father, who were Gemini. You're one of the most hilarious signs, but you do sometimes get known for this. You've got the card of the gossip. The light attributes awakens consideration for the feelings of others, honoring trust. So you might find if you've gotten caught up with perhaps repeating things and you go, oh man, that's not worth my trouble. I do not want to be in the middle of that. And you know when you've said something and you get backlash, right? And you go, this is not worth it. You know what my personal feeling on this as far as gossip is concerned, if it has to do with my personal life, I don't consider that gossip. But if I'm talking about people and it has nothing to do directly with me, I stay away from it. And I found that when I do that, I don't regret it. So you have the energy for some of you of saying, maybe it's about the ex. And I'll tell you what, if you don't want that person back, I wouldn't keep talking about them, or you don't want to be associated. I gave that up a long time ago. And I had a guy who kept wanting to talk to me about my ex, and I finally said, his life is not my life. I don't care to hear about him. And I had to set a boundary there that doesn't move around for my own health and my own point of attraction. The shadow attributes thrives on the power of passing on private or secret information, betraying confidences. And so just being aware of this too, if you have some damaging information on an ex and they hit you below the belt, it can be so easy to fall prey to just doing it back, right? But we take the high road when they go low. We don't have to stoop down where they are because we don't want their energy. So that represents you. The person you're attracting is represented by the poet. Oh, I love this. Okay, I think this is going to be a good match. Expresses soul insights in symbolic language. So this may be somebody who, when they communicate, you find yourself later on thinking about what they said, really taking it in and not overthinking it. This is not questionable communication. It's like you think about it later and it just feels good. Okay, I feel like you have somebody here too who may have some kind of a higher spiritual calling. There may be certain things, like I heard Jay Shetty. They may have certain podcasts and things that they listen to or read certain books like Atomic Habits and things like that, where they're trying to understand their own energy, and they make conscious decisions to enhance their life, to grow their lives. And again, that gossip thing, I feel like that would be the last thing they would do. I feel like this is somebody that you'll really find is pure of heart. Their motives, their intentions are good. Now, the shadow attribute is turns a lyric gift to a negative or destructive effect. You know what this reminds me of is like a rapper who can really just destroy somebody. So they may have an edge to their humor that they have to be a little careful with. It is comical. I'm not going to take that from them. But I do feel like there might be something about that where they have to be careful, and they know they can do it. They know that they can use their humor and weaponize it in a way that other people just can't match. They're very intellectual, but funny. Okay, I always personally think that smart people aren't always funny, but funny people are almost always intelligent. That's just my findings. Okay, let's do one more oracle, then we'll get into the tarot. Okay, you have here sunglasses, watching, looking, perception. Now, it does say stalking. Don't get too scared off. It may be somebody who does a little cyber checking, or it could be you doing it. Just be careful with that, not to, start hitting hearts and likes and stuff, because you're just scoping out the place, right? All right, so let's see what the cards can tell you. All right, 3 cards to represent your energy. 3 cards for the person you're attracting, 3 cards in the advice. Your energy is represented by the High Priestess, the 6 of Wands, and the 2 of Pentacles. Their energy is represented by the 3 of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, the 8 of Swords. The advice is the King of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the 10 of Wands. Well, I feel like it's time to get out of some kind of burdensome energy. You have Pisces, Cancer. Your energy is light and attractive, but there's something with them where they've got some sense of guilt here. Okay, there may be something that's attaching them that we're going to have to talk about. But with this energy of the High Priestess, the Pope of Joan, the card of the Psychic, I'm telling you what, with this, you're going to have really uncanny instincts in reading people. Again, I'd be careful too if you talk about who your crush is. If you have a gym crush or maybe a coffee shop crush or an office crush, I'd be a little careful with that because that word could get out. And I feel like they are going to reciprocate it. But I feel like there may be something with this person if they're going through a divorce or a breakup or something like that, where I feel like they have, or even a job situation. We'll talk about them in a minute. But with that energy of the High Priestess, you're going to be having dreams. Pay attention to those. And dreams about the ex, perhaps, where you wake up. And those of you that are wondering about reconciliation, I feel like you have somebody new coming in. And it may cause you a little bit of confusion. Because some of you, if there was a relationship that ended that you really thought you wanted back, I feel like the longer or farther you get from it, the more you're going to be seeing new people as like, maybe I should be looking at this. Now that Two of Pentacles makes your life kind of busy, so make sure that you have time in your schedule for love. Because when we get so full and busy, and my life runs a lot like that too, we've got to be able to make time for it. And so that Six of Wands, you're going to be hot to trot. I do feel like you have people are looking at you, checking you out. They may be sliding up in your DMs, commenting. You may find that you think, does this person have an interest in me? And those of you that are questioning that, I'm going to tell you, yes. Your instincts are on, okay? And sometimes I don't know why we talk ourselves out of it when it's clear as daylight. You know, it's very obvious. And if it was you watching this person's behavior with a friend, you would 100% say, yes, they have a thing for them. Or in this case, for you. You have somebody here that definitely has it for you. Now, they have been going through something challenging. It's in their cards here. I feel like, too, before I move on from this, I feel like overall you're in flow here. So if you're finding that a lot of areas of your life, you just feel like copacetic. Okay, it's not a bad word, but like they're just right. Like everything feels just right. And so I mentioned before, needing to have enough time for life is going to be a priority, or for love is going to be a priority for you in your life. But I do feel like it's like you look at your life and you feel like you're ready. You're ready to either, for some, I still feel like somebody's asking about reconciliation. But I feel like you got somebody new, and it's going to be hard to deny it because they're going to come in at things a little differently than the ex. I feel like they're going to be more direct, more forward, more secure, and they may be a little bit older, both of you, but I feel like there may be, if you had a relationship that ended, that began 7 or 10 years ago, this person's now like 10 years older than your ex was when that one began. And so their maturity is going to be a difference too. So I hope that's making sense. So their energy, that Three of Swords, Eight of Swords, I don't particularly love, but I do feel like this is a very dependable person. I feel like it's somebody who's ready to plan for the future. I feel like they're ending something that was challenging though. And for some, it may be something that just took off. Okay, if it was something with their career that just blew up in a really positive way, they may not have had time, honestly, or even if they had ailing parents. I feel like they've had some kind of responsibility on them that has really precluded them from finding love, where they've really had to go deal with this, even if it was something like a higher level of training. I mean, people that are in medical school, law school, dental school, all that kind of stuff, until you watch somebody right up close go through it, you don't realize how rigorous it is. I mean, I have a master's degree. My master's degree, 60 credits and thousands of hours of clinical training, does not compare to law school. It just does not, because I see it side by side. So, and nothing against what I have. Okay, I'm not putting that down. I had to put in some grind too and some sweat equity, but I feel like this person is just concluding that. And I also feel like whatever it is, it's got them feeling like their life was put on hold temporarily. And so I feel like they're going to be ready to move forward. But I'll tell you what the Knight of Pentacles does. It brings in a prudence. So like they have a really good sense, and it's logical of this is not the time for me, but when the time comes, they will take off running. They will be so ready to move forward. It is not even a joke. Like this person will be ready to commit, ready to move forward. I feel like they are very financially stable. And it's somebody who's very emotionally and mentally practical and stable. Okay, with the air energy, I just feel like it's some kind of circumstance around them. Now, if it's an ex, I feel like they've had way too many people chirping in their ear. And what I don't like about it is somebody that's willing to listen to that. I just wouldn't fully trust that. I feel like you have to have somebody who can do their own thinking in a relationship. Okay, so I'm not trying to bash the exes today. This is when cross watchers start to get mad. But I just got to give you what the cards give me, right? That's why you're here, isn't it? Well, you've got 2 kings in the advice, but with that 10 of Wands, I do feel like something that's been burdensome and draining is coming to a conclusion. That 10 of Wands says it's time to put it down. It's time to be done with that, because life is supposed to be joyous. It's supposed to be upbeat. It's supposed to have some fun. And whatever that 10 of Wands, it does feel like it was time limited. Like you're going to do this project, or you're going to complete this degree, or whatever it was. With that King of Cups, that is such an emotionally stable energy. This is a mature relationship. It's 2 people that can come and see things together and grow in the relationship, not grow apart, but grow together. And with that King of Pentacles, that's a partner for life. So this is a relationship. I'm going to tell you, yes, it is in the cards. I do feel like there's some temporary barrier, but once you get past it, I feel like you're good as gold. And so with the King of Pentacles, it's 2 people, in the King of Cups, 2 people who are really at that highest level of love, 2 people who can commit, who can grow, who can totally let their guard down and be emotionally vulnerable. And you know, when we talk about this, when people say, I don't want to tell them how I feel because I'm afraid they're going to run, then that's not somebody who's ready for you. But I'll tell you what, this one is. So yes, it's in the cards, but we got to close off a chapter first. I love you, Gemini. I'll be back again soon.